welcome back to Offbeat Travel VK. In today's video, we will be covering a 4-day itinerary to Iceland, mainly covering parts of Reykjavik as well as the southernmost part of the island in Vik. We mainly visited Iceland in winter due to a couple of reasons: seeing some of the snowy winters here, as well as getting a glimpse of the Aurora Borealis. Let's check this video out and hope you enjoy all the content that we create. So please do like and subscribe to this channel and support our content. We really appreciate your support. As soon as we landed there, we took our rental car to the main city of Reykjavik, had some quick breakfast, and directly drove to our first destination. This was Reykjafoss and the Hveragerdi Geothermal National Park. So let's go and check these places out. After soaking in the beautiful waterfalls for a few minutes, we just drove very close to the geothermal park, which we will cover next. The Hveragerdi Geothermal area is in the center of the scenic town of Hveragerdi, approximately 45 kilometers east of the capital, Reykjavik. Hveragerdi is on the main highway number 1 and is served by a convenient and a regular scheduled bus as well if you wish to take so. We rented a car and we got here. It's undoubtedly one of the few populated sites in the world that's located on a geothermal area. At the center, visitors are invited to take a self-guided walk around the hot springs and to learn a little bit about the unique area's geological history. In the geothermal park, you can often find old mud pools that produce material for natural mud baths. Visitors can also experience the benefits of the therapeutic mud while enjoying a mud bath. Visitors can also enjoy a bite of delicious Hverabrauð hot springs bread baked using the geothermal heat, and even boil an egg in the hot steam as we showed here. After spending time at the geothermal park, we headed to our next destination. This place was called Kerid Crater. It's a volcanic crater lake located in the south area of Iceland, also part of the Golden Circle. It's one of the several crater lakes in the area, in the West Volcanic Zone, including the Reykjanes Peninsula. A very amazing spot. It's called Kerid Crater, so you can see right there. The caldera, like the other volcanic rock in the area, is composed of red rather than black volcanic rock. The caldera in itself is about 55 meters or 180 feet deep, 170 meters or 560 feet wide, and 270 meters or 890 feet across. Kerid's caldera is one of the 3 most recognizable volcanic craters at an age of 6,500 years. It is only half as old as the most surrounding volcanic features. The other 2 are Seidurhólar and Kerhol. While most of the crater is a steep walled with little vegetation, one of the sloped side is more gentle and blanketed with deep moss and can be easily fairly descended. The lake in itself is fairly shallow, about 14 meters, depending on the rainfall and other factors. Due to the minerals from the soil, it gives you an opaque and a strikingly vivid aquamarine appearance. I hope you enjoyed this natural wonder. Iceland is full of those, so if you ever get a chance, never miss Iceland for natural beauty. So there's more and more amazing natural wonders to come on this Iceland episode, so continue watching. I think the icing on the cake is going to be Aurora Borealis, but fingers crossed on that, depending on the clouds, the KP index, rain, weather. We'll see. We'll keep you posted. Low expectations. That way you'll be happy in the end. Always have low expectations, especially when you deal with nature. So we are in our next destination, Fridheimar. It's a greenhouse tomato based restaurant, and I think 99% of the dishes are made from tomatoes, different types of tomatoes. So pretty interesting. Let's go check it out. And Fridheimar is a family business run by a married couple and their 5 children. All of them contribute to the day-to-day operations. At Fridheimar, they grow tomatoes all year round under artificial lighting in greenhouses, despite the long and dark winter. They welcome visitors and show them how the tomatoes are grown, and they can sit down next to the tomato plants and enjoy an excellent menu fully based on tomatoes. Guests can also take home delicious food souvenirs made from tomatoes and cucumbers. On the side, they also breed horses, put on a horse show, and offer visits to the stable for pre-booked groups. I think they were initially brought in here. Of course, no animal is native to Iceland because of cold conditions, but I think they bought these few horses and they kind of populated them across the island. But once these horses are here, and if they leave, I don't think they take them back because of like all the foreign diseases potentially that they could bring. So whoever, I mean, these guys are here, they'll always stay here unless, you know, people transport them to another country and then they won't come back to Iceland again. That's what we heard from the locals. And after that beautiful lunch at Fridheimar, we took a 20-minute drive across Route 359 to the Hrunalaug Hot Spring. After taking a dip in this hot spring, we actually headed to a town called Vik, which is the southernmost tip of Iceland, where we had our Airbnb, and which is very close to the world-famous Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach on the southern coast, beside the town of Vik. This is a beautiful beach where multiple TV shows and movies are shot, such as Game of Thrones, where you see enormous basalt columns, roaring Atlantic waves, and stunning panoramas. Do check out some of my drone captures as well as these beautiful shots and just get a glimpse of this black sand beach. In 1991, National Geographic voted Reynisfjara as one of the top 10 non-tropical beaches to visit on the planet. Reynisfjara is around 112 miles or 180 kilometers from Reykjavik, and it's a popular stop-off destination if you're going along Route 1. There's a little bit of folklore as well here. Upon visiting, immediately you'll observe the rocky sea structures sitting off the shoreline that you might have seen. According to local folklore, these large basalt columns were once trolls trying to pull ships from the ocean to the shore. However, these trolls were dim and went out too late at night. Dawn broke on the horizon, turning these trolls into solid stone. In a very icy country. So that's the beauty of Iceland. You will see contrasting landscapes, contrasting weather coming together, like lava and ice coming together, fire and ice. Hence, Iceland is also known as the land of fire and ice. One other quick public service announcement. It's at any beach, but especially at these high tides and high waves, they've mentioned never show your back to the waves, as in don't do this, right? Always
always face the ocean because high waves are unpredictable.
After soaking the beauty of Reynisfjara Beach all morning, we made a short 30 to 35 minute drive to our next destination, which is the very famous waterfall, Skogafoss.
As you can see, we've made it to our next spot, which is called Skogafoss. Foss in Icelandic, I think, is falls. And if you see that word towards the end of any name, most likely that's a waterfall. And look at this one. It's completely accessible with your car. You can park your car here and then you can stop by. This is very easy to get here on Route 1, which is the main road. And you'll just see a right or a left, depending on direction, to Skogafoss, and you can just come here. And I think we're also going to do the Skogafoss hike up there. We will share more on that. And this is the falls. You can go right up there. You can actually go up there, meaning all the way. There's another rainbow right there. 3-4 rainbows here because of the prismatic effect. From the prismatic effect of all the bubbles, of course, and the water. So check it out. Actually go all the way here. I'm gonna take you as close to the falls and I'm gonna show you without no commentary. Look at that rainbow. So we're doing the Skogafoss hike, which is right by the falls is right there behind the. I will show you the view from the top very soon.
A short drive from Skogafoss is the Skogar Museum in the city of Skogar in South Iceland. It's a cultural heritage collection of 15,000 artifacts exhibited in 3 museums and 6 historical buildings. It's barely a minute drive from Skogar waterfall. The Folk Museum includes agricultural and fishery tools, boats and maritime gear, textiles and costumes, musical instruments, rare books, and manuscripts. It also includes items of natural history and fascinating Icelandic curiosities. The Open Air Museum includes a traditional turf farmstead, a 19th century gabled farm home, a home-crafted form ship that wrecked onto the beach.
Skogar Museum. It's a little bit of the history of this town, Skogar, which used to be a farming and a fishing town, and I think after land erosion it kind of, people moved away from here, and I think what you see here is this Húsasafen, and these are actually the original homes from the 1100s to the 1800s that they've preserved, where people used to live here, and I think this was more of a farming area. So yeah, this is just a glimpse of that elf house that we saw in Eurovision. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but this kind of gave me a... But just look at the size of the houses. They used to they're very tiny. It's actually a workshop. This looks like an elf cave. That's a little experience of Skogar Museum. It's right next to Skogafoss, which is right behind that little cliff over there, which we hiked. Hope you like that experience. And we will continue to our next little destination and keep you posted where we're headed next. We are finally here to another ice activity in Iceland. We are at base camp of Solheimajokull, which is a glacier, and we're gonna go glacier hiking, possibly to the extent of doing it by ourselves. We're not gonna go with a tour, but a couple of key things: always have a backpack with water and things like you need, and do not forget to get these spikes that you can put on top of your snow boots.
Solheimajokull is an outlet glacier of the larger Myrdalsjökull ice cap, which lies atop of the Katla cave or caldera. It sits near the town of Vik I Myrdal, a popular tourist destination, which is where we stayed for 2 nights. The glacier is melting rapidly around 60 meters or 200 feet per year, owing to warmer annual temperatures due to climate change. It is possible that many of the country's glacier will become extinct within the next century. That's just part of the frozen glacier. So we're gonna continue our mini hike all the way to the foot of the glacier, and we're gonna touch the glacier. And we are on top of the glacier. This is surreal. Look at this. It looks like another planet. But just look at this glacier. The claws and how it comes all the way there. And if you see here, it goes all the way there. After completing our hike on the Solheimajokull glacier, we came back down, drove ourselves back to the town of Vik. Vik has a few picturesque destinations, such as the Vik Church. We just drove by that place, took a couple of pictures, got a glimpse of the Reynisfjara again from here, and then went to this very famous eatery called as Black Crest Pizza. Black Crest Pizza actually offers a couple of pizzas that are made with activated charcoal and coconut, which actually tastes really good and is a popular destination to visit in case you visit the town of Vik. So do check this place out and give us your comments below. Our last waterfall on the way back to Reykjavik from Vik was Kvernufoss, the less visited neighbor of Skogafoss in South Iceland. This is actually really close to the Skogar Museum we visited last evening, and we wanted to check this place out. This is a very beautiful waterfall that's 30 meters high, and it's hidden half away in the gorge in South Iceland, but yet very close to the ring road. It is located on the east side of the popular Skogafoss, and it's often overlooked by most travelers. If you do have a little bit more time after visiting Skogafoss, do check Kvernufoss out. It's very small and it's very quick to do. On a side note, I did try to get a drone shot here, and my drone did take off, and I had to salvage the drone from the other side of the waterfall. A story to remember. After visiting Kvernufoss, we headed to our next destination. That was the Reykjadalur Hot Springs hike. We hiked for about 3 kilometers close to the hot spring there, spent some time there, and hiked back before it got dark and headed towards our final destination in Reykjavik. We stayed at the Reykjavik Edition and had a really good time in Reykjavik. We decided to go for an Aurora Borealis tour, but unfortunately that day weather wasn't supporting us and we couldn't see it. But we do consider ourselves lucky because we did see Aurora with our naked eye without going on a tour on a couple of nights in Vik as well as in Reykjavik. But I'm just so thankful to have experienced this in real life. The last couple of spots in Reykjavik that usually people visit is Rainbow Street as well as the famous church Hallgrímskirkja. Really beautiful spot. Definitely do check it out when you visit and spend some time there and enjoy the town of Reykjavik. And this is a statue of Leifar Eriksson, known as Leif the Lucky, a Norse explorer who is thought to be the first European to actually set foot on continental America approximately half a millennium before Christopher Columbus. And I would leave it at that.
So I'm at this street, very important street actually, called Odin's Gata. Gata means street. Odin, in the Norse history, is their main god. It's like Shiva in Hinduism. Odin is the most important god, the All-Father. They still follow their old history, which is awesome. And that's something that you need to appreciate.
With that, we would be concluding this episode of Iceland itinerary for 4 days. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do like and subscribe this channel. And thank you for watching Offbeat Travel VK. Until next time.